Once upon a time, in a small village nestled between rolling hills and lush green valleys, there lived a wise old woman named Ilara. Known for her long silver hair, gentle smile, and insightful words, she had a gift for teaching the villagers valuable lessons about life. People would often come to her with their troubles, seeking her wisdom. Among them was a young man named Leo, who was restless and eager for success. Leo dreamed of becoming the most successful farmer in the village. He often watched as his neighbors toiled away, reaping bountiful harvests while he felt stagnant in his efforts. Despite the efforts he put into his land, his crops were modest and far from what he envisioned. Frustrated and impatient, he decided to seek Ilara's guidance. One sunny afternoon, Leo approached Ilara's cottage, its door framed by vibrant flowers in full bloom. He knocked softly, and she welcomed him inside. The room was filled with the scent of herbs and the sound of a crackling fire. "Please, Ilara," Leo began, his voice filled with urgency. "I want to be successful, to have the best crops in the village. What must I do? I can't wait any longer." Ilara nodded thoughtfully, her eyes twinkling with understanding. "Success takes time, dear Leo. Come, walk with me." Curious, Leo followed her outside. They strolled down a winding path, passing fields of wheat swaying gently in the breeze. After a while, they reached a small pond surrounded by wildflowers. Ilara sat on a large rock at the water's edge and gestured for Leo to sit beside her. "Look at the pond," she said, pointing. "What do you see?" "I see water, flowers, and some fish," Leo replied, still restless. Ilara smiled. "Look deeper. What do you think happens here?" Leo furrowed his brow, pondering her question. "The water stays still. The flowers bloom." "Exactly. But it took time for everything to flourish here. The pond didn't form overnight. It needed rain, the sun, and the changing seasons. Just like this pond, your journey requires patience." Leo listened intently, still struggling to grasp the lesson. "But I want results now. I've worked hard. Why isn't it enough?" Ilara gently picked a wildflower and held it up. "Let's plant this flower together," she proposed. "If you want to see it grow, you must prepare the soil first." Together, they dug a small hole in the earth. Leo worked quickly, eager to complete the task. Ilara, however, was careful, ensuring the soil was rich and loose. After planting the flower, she instructed Leo to water it gently and nurture it. "Now we wait," Ilara said, her gaze softening. "Every day you'll need to care for it, but you must also be patient. Growth doesn't happen instantly." Leo sighed, feeling the weight of her words. "I don't like waiting." Ilara chuckled lightly. Patience is not merely the absence of action. It is the ability to maintain your resolve while trusting the process. You can't rush nature, Leo. In time, you will see the beauty of your efforts. Days turned into weeks, and Leo returned to the pond each day. He watered the flower, watching as it struggled to break through the soil. His impatience gnawed at him, yet he persisted, recalling Ilara's words. One day, after a particularly heavy rain, he noticed a small green shoot poking through the earth. A rush of excitement surged within him. Over the following days, he watched in awe as the shoot grew taller, its leaves unfurling to catch the sunlight. It was a reminder that growth takes time, even if the process was frustrating. Encouraged by this newfound understanding, Leo returned to his farm with renewed energy. He began to care for his crops with greater attention and gentleness. He researched better farming techniques, shared ideas with his neighbors, and learned to listen to the land. Seasons changed, and with them, Leo's patience began to pay off. his once modest yields transformed into flourishing fields of golden wheat, bursting with life and vitality. The village began to notice. People admired Leo's fields, which stood tall and vibrant against the horizon. As harvest season approached, the village gathered to celebrate. Leo stood before his fellow villagers, humility shining through his success. "I owe my achievements to patience and perseverance," he said, glancing at Ilara, who stood among the crowd, her wise smile beaming. "I learned that success is not just about hard work. It's about trusting the process and allowing things to unfold in their own time." The villagers erupted in applause, acknowledging not just Leo's success, but the wisdom he had gained. Inspired by his journey, they began to appreciate their own paths, understanding that patience is a virtue that enriches the journey of life. From that day on, Leo became a voice of encouragement in the village, reminding others of the importance of patience. Whenever someone approached him with their frustrations, he would take them to the pond, sharing the lesson he had learned from Ilara. As time went on, the village thrived, its people embracing patience in their pursuits. The once quickly forgotten flower by the pond blossomed into a magnificent display of colors, a testament to the beauty that comes from waiting. Years later, Leo visited Ilara, now frailer, yet still wise. He thanked her for the invaluable lesson that had changed his life. Ilara smiled warmly and took his hand. "You have learned the greatest secret, Leo. Patience is not merely waiting, it is an act of faith in the process of life itself." And so, in the little village surrounded by rolling hills and lush valleys, the wisdom of patience continued to thrive, passed down through generations, reminding everyone that the most beautiful things in life often take the longest to grow.